Let me tell you, when I got my first dental hygiene paycheck, hey! What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. So as you can see by the title, today is a long awaited Q&A. It's a dental hygiene Q&A video for you guys. Of course, we're sipping on our wine. Before we get into today's video, I just want to let you know that your girl has a business now. If you were not aware, make sure you check out my store, Tajah's Luxe Boutique. I sell hair, lashes, lip gloss that I'm wearing right now, and I also sell now masks and accessories like sunglasses. So check out your girl, buy something, support, or even put the word out. We're gonna start with some of the questions from my last vlog. I'm a new grad and I'm nervous AF starting in the field. I'm most likely going to start out by temping, currently waiting to take my loss test. But reality is starting to set that this issue is real. How can I calm my nerves so I don't back out? Thanks, sis, for all that you do. I've watched you since I started hygiene school and you're why I finished. I wanted to quit so many times. First of all, this comment made me so happy earlier when I read it, because I was like, wow, I am able to inspire some of you guys out here. Like, I'm able to help you proceed with something that you actually have a love and passion for. First off, I do want to say congratulations, okay, on graduating from dental hygiene school. I'm not sure if she's a little bit nervous about stepping into the hygiene world, or if she's nervous about, you know, working because of COVID. But I'm going to kind of give you an answer for each of those. Thinking back of when I first started working as a dental hygienist, I was extremely nervous. I didn't know if what I learned from school was enough. This is not school anymore. This is the real deal. No more instructor to go to. You are the provider. You are the person that's making decisions now. And think back about everything that you've learned in school. Now it's time to put them in action and put them in play. One thing I can tell you about the real world is it's so much more laid back. It's less stressful than school was. And now we're gonna get into maybe being hesitant because of COVID. I totally feel like some soon-to-be hygienists are probably hesitant because of the coronavirus and the risk that you are in, being a dental hygienist and working with this virus out there. But it's not 100% sure that these patients are COVID negative. They could be positive and don't even know it. The thing I'm gonna tell you is always have your back. Nobody else gonna have your back, so you gotta have your own back. When it's time to look for your office, look for the office that'll treat you the best. Look for an office that is taking the right precautions. Just know that you've got this. I did have a video on my first year as a dental hygienist and what I've learned, and one of the best advice I think I give on that video is that you are absolutely going to make mistakes. Don't be afraid of that. It is not an if, it's a when. You're gonna make mistakes. There's things that you're gonna do and be like, girl, you know better than that. But it's all a learning process. Everybody had to start somewhere. So you got this, sis. I wish you all the best. Okay, I'm here if you got any questions. I just graduated high school and I am really set on dental hygiene. You inspire me so much. Thank you. I live in Arizona, and growing up, my parents struggled a lot. They were not able to go to college at all due to just having no choice but to drop out. I sometimes stress that I wouldn't be stable enough. Of course, I am not doing things for the money, but for the love of the career. I have to help people with their smiles and teaching them to the proper care. I just want to know if you're so far living comfortably with your career and pay. I don't want this to sound like I'm just in for the money, but it is a big plus for me. I don't expect to be rich, and that is okay with me. I just don't want to have to worry as much and just be stable. And PS, I love watching your day in the life videos because due to COVID, I'm not able to shadow, and seeing these makes me love it even more. Okay, so this was like a great question. you should absolutely think about the financial side of it too. You know, like you said, of course you're not doing it for the money. Of course it's not just for financial reasons. You're doing this out of love. And I always say, if you're gonna go into this career, into this field, you have to have some type of love for this. You don't do it for the benefits, because it gets really challenging, especially in school. One thing that I can tell you is that this career, it has provided a certain amount of financial freedom for me and so many people around me that I went to school with. I'm gonna tell you like this. I was a struggling college student. I did not have a dime to put towards books. I did not have a dime to put towards tuition. I had to take out a loan for all extra expenses. I took out a loan so I can buy a car, so I don't take the bus to school because I had late classes. I honestly, truly struggled during school. If you know anything about dental hygiene pay, it varies from state to state. Okay, you go to Virginia, you go to Atlanta, Georgia, you go to California, you're gonna be making bank. Some other states aren't paying as much. One of the pros is that I feel like it has a really good pay. That's on that. Dental hygiene has a really good pay, and it's comparable to nursing pay. I feel like you would definitely be in a position where you're financially like good. And if you choose to temp, which is kind of like you go office to office, you work with an agency, you can make almost double. Dental hygiene is not a set pay. The money I feel like is pretty good. And yeah, I definitely encourage you to do this, to do something that is truly in your heart. And so yeah, I hope that answers your question. I do feel like you will financially be in a spot where you're comfortable and you can grow and you can make more money and more money. So that's that. So I'm currently looking into dental hygiene schools to apply to. My current college offers a dental hygiene program for an associate's degree, and there is also one university in my state that offers a dental hygiene program for a bachelor's. Obviously the program cost for the bachelor's is a lot more. I was wondering if you think it is worth it to pay more for a bachelor's degree in dental hygiene. I noticed that the pay doesn't differentiate for a hygienist with an associate's or a bachelor's degree. There are extra opportunities for teaching and opening clinics for a bachelor's though, but I've also heard that it can be done with an associate's. Thank you. Exactly, it can be done with an associate's. It can be done with a 2-year program. You don't have to have your bachelor's to be a dental hygienist. Most of the dental hygienists that I know, they have their associates and they are making bank. They have been working in hygiene, and I feel like the way you can save money is go to the community college. If you are kind of weighing out the financial, of course if you can make it to the university, girl, definitely go there. But if you're in a place where, okay, you're looking for the cheaper option right now, for your associate's degree in the community college, you graduate from that, you can always take online classes to get your bachelor's degree. So you don't necessarily have to go back to school physically to get your bachelor's. How do you manage your clinical time as a dental hygienist? Do you do your notes at the end of your day or after every patient? And by the way, I enjoy your videos. Thank you. So that's actually a great question. Especially if you're just now starting as a dental hygienist or you're in school, you go from having 2.5, about 3 hours for a whole appointment with a patient in school is a slower process, and you're getting checked in between, to now where you're working as a dental hygienist and you have an hour for a prophy, sometimes 30 minutes for a cleaning. So honestly, I've had to build a routine. When I first started as a dental hygienist, I was still within that 1 hour limit. I would try to get everything done within that 1 hour limit, but some days I would run behind a little bit. I would struggle when it's time to take multiple x-rays. But now it's like I have a routine. I think the best thing too is you have to learn how to multitask. Sometimes you want to have a little chit chat with your patient. How was your day? How you been? How's the family? You talking about everything, but at the same time you got to be working. While that patient is talking to me, I'm getting the x-ray sensor set up, I'm opening up instruments, I'm typing notes. So you have to basically multitask. You cannot just freeze in one task and think, okay, I need to focus on that. So that's something that I've had to learn over time. It's a faster routine. When I do my cleanings, I like to start with a certain type of instrument. Make your life easier. If you have a patient that has a lot of plaque, start by polishing and then you hand scale, or use your piezo, or your power scaler. The more experience you have, I feel like over time you will find your own routine. Every hygienist is different. Don't be hard on yourself, because at first it is going to take some time, but it's very important to stay within the window of the time you have for this patient. Do you take your notes at the end of the day or after every patient? Definitely not at the end of the day. So no, I take my notes either during the appointment. So when the doctor walks in to do the exam, automatically I start the notes. I might not finish it, or I might not have everything in there, but I do the most stuff that I need to write. I go ahead and write it while the doctor's checking. And if the doctor's calling out stuff, you know, I'll stop the notes and write it down. Or at the end of each appointment. Hey Tajah, my name is Nastasia. I'm sure you may not respond to this, but you are my greatest inspiration. Aww. My dream is to be a dental hygienist as well, but I recently ran into a problem. I'm leaving for college next week to pursue my career in dental hygiene, but I'm afraid I won't be accepted into the program due to my ACT score. The requirement is a 19 minimum, but I'm at a 17 due to extreme anxiety. COVID hindered me from retaking the ACT this summer. I really need your advice. Do you think I should stray away and find another major, or take a shot at it by trying to retake the ACT next year? I pray you respond to me. You should definitely take a shot at it. Now, I don't know if you can still proceed with your score of a 17, but if this is truly what you want to do, you guys, there is always a way. There is always a way. So if it's something that you have to wait one more year, definitely you could be doing another major in the meantime, or minor in something. Yeah, I think you should try again. I think you should give it a shot, but also follow your heart and follow what you personally feel like would make you happy, because at the end of the day, that's what's the most important. So good luck to you, Nastasia. I will be I'm just sending good luck and positivity your way. Do you hand scale or use the ultrasonic? A little bit of both. So right now I'm hand scaling, I would say 95% of my patients. I'm using the ultrasonic if I absolutely need it, you guys. So I mean like a deep cleaning, or if my patient has a lot of buildup. Where did you get the big pink water bottle? This was from my last vlog. It's from Amazon. It's like a big gallon. It was like 20 bucks or something. Have you ever had any rude patients or annoying kids? Oh Lord. Yes. Like, I honestly love kiddos, and I get it. Kids are gonna be kids. So you have kiddos that's probably running around, that's not staying still. What the main thing with kiddos is when the parents just sit here and don't say nothing, and you know, like they're being bad, and you're like, ma'am, if you don't get your kid. I could work for a pediatric dentist because I'm really patient, but rude patients, y'all, of course you're gonna deal with rude patients, and that's with everything. That's with, if you're working with patients, period. In the health field, you're gonna deal with rude patients. But at the end of the day, you know, I can't speak on any specific experience. But at the end of the day, like I said again, I am a very patient person, but if it's getting out of hand, honey, I am gonna go grab the manager and I'm gonna remove myself from the situation. I'm always gonna try to be professional, and I'm always gonna try to speak what I know as a professional. And when you have a license hanging up on a wall, you went to school and had to work for that certificate, honey, do not let anybody jeopardize that. Did you do a year of college before starting the dental hygiene program? I actually did a year and a half taking my prerequisites. So that consisted of my science classes, all of my prereqs classes, and there was a list of them. Those students where it took them 2 years, and students maybe longer. It depends on how many classes you're taking a semester. I was taking 4 to 5 classes a semester, and I even took summer semester, so I could finish my prereqs really fast. So it took me a year and a half. Can you explain the dental hygiene program and the point system that I heard about? The point system, if that's what I think you're talking about, is basically your competitive points. When you apply to the program, there is a system of competitive points that determine how likely you are to get accepted to the program. What can determine your points are the grades that you've had from your prereqs, your GPA, experience in the field. That was from my program, y'all. If it's different, let me know. If I'm wrong about this, let me know down below. Like, after I took my prereqs, they went and added up all of the classes that I took. Any class I made an A for, I would probably have 4 points for that. Any class I had a B, 3 points. A C, 2 points. You know, it's kind of like that. And they add in all of those points. Your shadowing gives you points. If you were a dental assistant before, you get points, you know. So they add up all of the points, and that's where they use that system to see out of all the applicants who's going to make it in the program, because you have over hundreds of students that's applying, and some programs they only accept 20, 30, 40. So they have to, my program had that system to determine who's getting in the program. Okay, were you nervous starting out in the work field, and how did you feel receiving your first paycheck? So as I mentioned in the previous question, yes, I was nervous. Yes, I didn't know what to expect, but I worked for a dentist that was super laid back, and there were like a lot of younger people at my office, so I felt at ease pretty soon. Let me tell you, when I got my first dental hygiene paycheck, I was very excited. That was the most money I have ever seen on a paycheck for me before. I mean, it was just like a stepping stone for me. I was like, honey, I'm leaving the past in the past. We are stepping on up. How did you master your modified pen grasp in a pre-clinic? I'm having a hard time. Girl, practice. Listen, it was my second or third semester. I still didn't have the modified pen grasp the right way. A lot of practice on your typodon, practice on Dexter, practice on each other, and you will eventually get it. Just see where you're not, just focus on what you're not doing right and work on that. But just know it's one of those things that happen over time. Honestly, do you think you picked the right field for your career? I think so. If I wanted to, like, because I always said if I was going to do something healthcare, it would either be in the dental field or in the eye field. So yeah, I definitely do, and I feel like this is something I still love to do. I still like it. How much is a dental hygienist starting pay? Really depends on the state that you're in. As soon as your girl move, honey, she is going to be making, she's going to demand her check. Okay. Dental hygiene school interview questions. I actually didn't have to do an interview, so I'm not 100% sure, but if anyone watching this had to go through a dental hygiene interview, drop down below with some of the questions that they asked. What is your personal opinion on those wanting to be a dental assistant? Whatever feeds your soul is what I want you to go for. Some people, they see themselves as a dental assistant and they don't see themselves as a dental hygienist, which is totally fine. You know, some people just love the aspect of being a dental assistant. It's a lot more things to do. Every patient is different. You could be doing a crown at 10 a.m, at 11 an extraction, at 12 a bone graft, at 1 o'clock a suture. So it's very different. Whereas your dental hygienist, you're pretty much doing the same thing. My advice, and of course the pay for dental hygiene is a lot more than dental assisting, so that's one thing to consider. But my advice is, if you want to go for dental hygiene, then you don't need to go to dental assisting school first. That's not necessary. I don't recommend that, because you're just adding more years to what you have to do, unless you're not ready for dental hygiene now and you just want to try dental assisting. That could be because of scheduling or finances or just time. But if you want to go for dental hygiene, you can easily just go straight for it. You don't need that background in dental assisting, you know. Was dental hygiene school 5 days a week? Also, how many hours per day for school? We had 2 clinic days and 2 class days, so about 4 days. I was usually off either on a Friday or midweek. It depends on the semester too, y'all. Like, one semester I had 5 days a week. I could have a class from 12 to 2, or I could have clinic from 10 to 3. So it depends. But one thing with the schedule is that they make your schedule for you. It is not that flexible. So definitely make sure that you are available to what they're gonna throw your way, because the schedule really fluctuated. That's why I was able to work part-time. I would, you know, as soon as I had my schedule, I would tell my job. I used to work at a restaurant. They used to work with my schedule, and that was nice. You stand on your feet a lot. I would say 90% of the time I'm sitting down, but I would get sometimes where I feel like my back hurts or my neck hurts. It's just like, if I have a patient that I know cannot really, I cannot lean the chair all the way. Depending on the patient, sometimes I would stand. Or if I'm just kind of tired of sitting down and my body, my back starts hurting, I would just stand up. But it's very rarely. I feel like I should do that more often. It would just be better for my overall physical health, y'all, because my back, I used to see a chiropractor. If y'all like watch my vlogs, you guys know I used to talk about that a lot. But I used to see a chiropractor and it helped me so much. But ever since I stopped doing that, girl, my back has just been killing me at work. And I already have back issues, so not saying that being a dental hygienist gave me back issues, even though there's a high probability that you will have some type of back issues with it. Okay, how hard was the teeth test? It was not hard compared to the boards, the other tests. Some of the tests you're gonna have to take, the teeth was not hard at all. And I used the book for my teeth test. I will try to look up the brand. There is a book out there. It's like a questionnaire for the teeth test. It has mock questions and answers. That is all I studied for the teeth, and of course my knowledge from taking my prereqs. Where do you think I can recruit my patients from during this pandemic? That is a great question right now. Honestly, what is the protocol with the school? First of all, I feel like, is the school allowing y'all to recruit patients, or are you guys gonna start working on Dexter or each other more? Because I would think that is kind of different now with the coronavirus. They don't just let you recruit anybody, because again, you just not gonna know what anybody has. I don't know if you're talking for your boards or actual patients, but before COVID, I would say, you know, Facebook, social media, ask around, post on your social medias and ask friends, people from work, people that you know, a friend of a friend. But now with this whole pandemic, you have to be so careful with that, and it's hard to say. Like, I would definitely see what your school protocol is, because I've heard of some schools that's like, now they're not doing patient appointments anymore, they're doing strictly like mannequin. Were there any new techniques or instruments that you had to learn after the program? Not really new instruments. We do Invisalign in my office, so I had to learn how to use the iTero scanning machine. That was something new after school. You know, we didn't have that during school. Do you get a lot of gross teeth, and what do you recommend a high school student should know when considering? It all comes with it. The satisfaction for me is seeing where I can take it, where I can change that patient's smile and their confidence, and take them from a not so great smile and healthy state to a much better and healthier state. That's the satisfaction in it for me. I don't look at it like, oh, this is gross. You know what I'm saying? Okay, what advice do I have for high school students when they're considering dental hygiene? My advice is to look into it, make your research now, start looking at schools in your area. How credible are they? Are they good? You offer the dental hygiene program. How long is it? How much is it? If you have found a school that's what you want to do, start preparing yourself. There is not much that I did in high school to prepare myself, but just make sure that I was doing great in my classes. If you can take some early college classes, that could help you. Then definitely try those early college classes. Look into the college, and yeah, honestly, there is not much that I did in high school for dental hygiene, because I didn't know I wanted to do it until I started college and plan things out. But I do want to have a specific video maybe for high school students. If y'all want me to address some topics, let me know down below. Can you have tattoos in this profession? You can. Some offices might not let you have visible tattoos, and that you might have to cover it up with long sleeve, a band-aid. But I work with a lot of girls that do have tattoos. I do have a tattoo, but you know, of course, not visible. But yeah, and some offices don't care, you can show them up. So it depends on the office that you work for. In school though, they don't play that. I remember in my school, they didn't want anybody to have visible tattoos. You had to cover it up in school. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed this Q&A. Let me know what type of videos you guys want to see down below. I hope that you enjoyed this one. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And of course, check out your girl's website. Check out my Instagram. But thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all so much. Y'all stay safe, and I will see you next time. Mwah.